AMC does these screen unseen features. It's a movie you'll buy the ticket for well in advance, and they do not tell you what the show is going to be. They themselves don't even know. And all I knew going into this was it was a rated R movie. And this was a couple weeks ago, so you could not have told me it was not going to be I Know What You Did Last Summer. And oh, it was not. So the feature for the July 7th Screen Unseen was actually Oh Hi, which is a romantic comedy. Some outlets called it a dark comedy. A dark romantic comedy, which I'd never heard of before. I question the romantic aspect of it. I see where it comes from. It was certainly comedic. It was so delightfully deranged and messed up. All right, now what's the movie about? The short answer is some seriously defective people. Iris, played by Molly Gordon, and Isaac, played by Logan Lerman, they're taking a very romantic couples trip, and that's what we jump right into the start of this movie. These two road trip together, going pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. But if you pay attention as they're introducing them, you see a lot of clues that are just thrown out very casually about the nature of their dynamic, their relationship, how old it is, what they are to each other. These things are shown to us as an audience, and you get a clear picture that as it starts to build up, that Iris is a little delulu. She has some expectations and some beliefs that are not rooted in fact. And Isaac is actually no better because his expectations and his concepts of what's possible, I think is the best way to word it without spoiling everything in the world, are just not realistic for the way human beings are in general. It has a significant setup time. I mean, like the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie, it feels like, but it's not really that long. You have to let it do this because that way when it takes its turn, that's when I feel like the movie actually starts. It has to cast its spell on you, get you to resonate with the characters, let you get invested. You gotta let it cook. So when it takes this hard turn it hits right. Otherwise, it'll seem less impactful. When it starts, chaos ensues. Iris shows how desperately broken and busted she is, and Isaac seems like the regular person in an extreme situation, but he's not that far behind Iris in how unreasonable he is. So the things about Isaac that are weird, you have to piece them together by paying attention to the stuff he says. It's not super subtle where you need like some code breaker to pick up with it. I'm not saying that. It's a movie. It's the lowest form of hiding stuff, I think. It's not like it's deep, but it's there, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. So while they're unveiling those pieces about him, Iris is tripping, and she is fighting for their relationship. No, that's not the right word. She's going all out to hold down, to lock down their relationship. Yeah, that feels right, given what happens. Yeah. Iris is trying to make the best of a horrible situation. That's 1,000% her fault. This girl's calling her mom. She's checking out videos on YouTube and whatnot. I think she's reading from a book or a couple articles on like relationship help to try and give her some guidance, some checkpoints, she needs a to-do list. She needs to do something while she's trying to hold this man down. And from all those different sources and all her personal desperation in the situation she's put them in, Iris has some really bad ideas. And meanwhile, Isaac is just hooked into this situation with her, and he has some really normal reactions here for a while. Like, when it starts to take off, so I guess this is like the end of Act 1 all through Act 2, Isaac's Isaac's pretty much highly relatable, just in a permanent state of get me out of here. So she's working on her plan, trying everything, pulling every rabbit out of the hat she can. And Molly Gordon has got some crazy eyes in this. She hits this dude on more than one occasion with the look of an absolute insane person in her eyes. And that really works well. That's good performance. I hope she's performing. That poor girl. Ultimately, though, Iris calls for backup. She's in way over her head, so she calls the homies, and they show up to try and lend some support and try to help her navigate the dark, deep forest she finds herself in. And naturally, this leads to further escalation, going from discord to felony to straight up blasphemy. Honestly, I mean, witchcraft is on the table. Like, that's something to do. It sets an atmosphere that has you guessing what's going to happen at first. Like, and that's probably the benefit of seeing it with no trailers and zero knowledge of what I was going to go see. But you're really guessing what is going to happen with these two when you have no idea. Now, it's very easy to tell what's going to happen. The whole movie's kind of sold on it as much as it's advertised, which isn't a whole lot. There's a strong creeper vibe going through this. David Cross is he's in it. I can't remember the name of his character. I'm going to put it in the description. But major creepy off-putting guy. Doesn't go anywhere. I don't know if it's a misdirect. I don't know if it's just for fun. It's definitely just kind of funny. Like, why is this weird dude like this? And there's little moments like that peppered all through it. But overall, it keeps things very, very light, despite this very, very heavy thing happening. Obviously, I'm laughing at it, giving myself a couple chuckles, because it's funny. It's not clown funny or silly cartoonish. It's not always TV sitcom funny. It's messed up who does that funny. It's ridiculous in a really amusing way that I find really, really fun. I feel like Ojai is a everlasting gobstopper. Not that it lasts forever and is absolutely wonderful for all days and covers all your meal needs in one piece of candy. No, you got to sit with that outer layer for a minute. More like a jawbreaker, probably, but I don't like jawbreakers. So it's like a gobstopper. You got to sit with that outer layer for a minute, and it might not be a flavor you like in that outer shell. But when you get through that and you let it sit for a minute, you'll get to that basically sweet tart inside of it. And a sweet tart's good. It's bitter, kind of tart, what happens in the movie. But it's also, there's a sweet vein that runs through this. Like I said, it keeps it very light and not as twisted as it really could be. I definitely enjoyed it. And trying to figure it out for the first time, watching it, I mean, I've only seen it the one time, but trying to figure it out really carried me through it. It could definitely lose an audience member or two in the setup, and also just the kind of movie it is. The guy sitting next to me, he was not here for a rom-com. He was not here for it. So he got up and left like 7 minutes in. But trying to figure it out carried me, and then it won me with the kind of humor it was. I was very entertained. As a date movie, this is a wild choice. Honestly, personal experience. Kelly was watching this with me, and she talked more about this movie after the movie than she ever has anything to say about anything we've seen. From big things like Avatar and Avengers to smaller things to scary movies, which she's talked a lot about, like mostly Never Take Her to One Again. But she was talking about this movie for a good 35, 40 minutes after we watched it, which meant it was probably very engaging to her because she had a lot more to say, which I just thought, whoa, this was an interesting pick. I'm happy. So those are my thoughts on this movie that resolves. I don't want to say anything about the ending. The ending's fine. It makes perfect sense. It actually makes perfect sense how it ends for the most part. But watching these mental health rejects struggle with their relationship woes in this was just such a fun ride for me. I enjoyed it. And those are my thoughts. Comment below if you've seen it. It was premiered at Sundance like way earlier this year. So I don't know how many screenings of it there have been. I'm just getting around to my review of it posting now because I don't know anything about embargoes. And I just wait till the movie's up to post it for the most part. So it's out. But weigh in how you feel about this wild thing in the comments. And thank you for watching this to the end. And deuces, we out.